Shedeur Sanders just signed a $50 million deal. And no, it's not with the Cleveland Browns, not with the NFL, not through a league-structured endorsement deal. It's his own, on his terms, under a contract that has every owner in the league staring at each other like they just saw the playbook get stolen. This deal? It's not a footnote. It's a warning shot. A rookie quarterback just stepped off the draft stage and straight into a fully formed, high-powered entrepreneurial empire.
If you're into the real story and all the messy twists they don't show on highlight reels, go ahead and subscribe. And if you're sticking around to see how this Browns QB chaos plays out, you should definitely be subscribed.
He did it without waiting for a single snap, a single coach's approval, or a single play call from anyone in Berea. And let's be clear, the Browns just got snubbed. Publicly, loudly, historically. They didn't just fumble the bag, they fumbled the future. While they were too busy developing Shedeur the old school way, keeping him quiet, keeping him humble, keeping him on the bench, he was working behind the scenes to become the most powerful rookie the league has ever seen. And now, the headlines don't read Browns future franchise QB. They read, Shedeur Sanders signs $50 million deal, Cleveland left behind. This deal is more than just money. It's power. It's positioning. It's a full-blown strategic move that flips the NFL's model on its head. Because here's the twist. This is a Nike-only contract, although he does have a massive multi-year deal reportedly worth up to $250 million over time. This is broader, bigger. This is Shedeur launching an independent economic engine. It's the culmination of a plan that's been in motion since day one. While other rookies are figuring out what cleats to wear to training camp, Shedeur's been closing deals with EA Sports, AT&T, luxury apparel brands, and food companies pushing his signature barbecue sauce. He's building product lines, launching a digital media platform, and laying the groundwork for his own foundation focused on financial literacy and athlete empowerment. This isn't just football. This is infrastructure, and it's built around one core principle, total control. That control comes from the now famous Prime Equity Clause, a revolutionary contract detail crafted by his father, Deion Sanders, which gives Shedeur full ownership over his name, image, likeness, branding, and endorsements. That means no league filtering, no franchise approval, no waiting for permission. He doesn't ask. He decides. And the NFL? They are not ready for this. Because the Prime Equity Clause doesn't just empower Shedeur. It challenges the very business model the NFL was built on. It says, you don't own me. You don't own my story. You don't profit from my image unless I say so. It says, I'm not here to be controlled. I'm here to build something you can't. And Shedeur's already doing it. The fact that he pulled this off as a rookie, that's what's really melting minds around the league. Because the unspoken rule has always been, wait your turn. Earn your voice. Make your money after you win games. Keep your head down. Fit the system. Shedeur said no thanks. He made his money before his first NFL snap. He earned his voice before his first huddle. He skipped the system entirely. And here's the most painful part for Cleveland. They had a front row seat. They drafted him. They had the chance to go all in, to build around him, to make him the face of a franchise that's been chasing relevance since the dawn of the internet. Instead, they buried him on the depth chart behind a tired playbook and older quarterbacks with less upside and zero brand value. And now, he's building a media empire while their offense still can't convert 3rd and 8. Because while Cleveland was hesitating, Shedeur was executing. While they were coaching safe, he was planning global. You can already feel the panic brewing in front offices across the league. The group chats are lighting up. The calls are being made. Everyone's trying to figure out, how did we let this happen? How did one player change the entire conversation about rookie contracts, endorsements, and power? Well, here's how. He didn't wait to be told what he's worth. He just acted like he already knew. And the numbers? They back it up. $15 million in jersey sales before he took a single NFL snap. $250 million in projected endorsements before he proved anything on the field. Now a $50 million independent deal, crafted outside of NFL channels, made possible because he has something the league has never seen from a rookie at this scale. Full control of his identity. This isn't nil. This isn't nice bonus money. This is ownership. And for the old guard, that's terrifying. Because what do you do when the quarterback doesn't need the team to build his brand? What do you do when a rookie walks in with more leverage than the front office? What do you do when the player is the platform? Owners are scrambling to answer those questions right now, and the answers aren't pretty. Because once players see what Shedeur did, the floodgates open. This is the new normal. Shedeur isn't the outlier. He's the prototype. And the next wave of athletes? They're not coming to ask for a shot. They're coming with contracts in hand. Clauses written and million-dollar deals already done. The NFL, for the first time in its modern history, is dealing with players who are CEOs first and quarterbacks second. And Cleveland? They just got left on read by the CEO of QB1, Inc. So what happens next? Well, that's up to the Browns. They can either adapt, start treating Shedeur like the generational leader, brand builder, and strategic visionary he already is, or they can keep playing outdated football with outdated thinking and watch this moment pass them by. Because make no mistake, Shedeur can still win games. He's a baller. He studies film. He leads locker rooms. He throws darts. He wants to be great on the field. But the team around him doesn't recognize his off-field brilliance as a strength, not a threat. Then it's only a matter of time before another franchise steps in with a real vision. And when that happens, Cleveland won't just lose a quarterback. They'll lose the future. So what do you think? Is Shedeur Sanders the face of the next generation of athletes? Did the Browns fumble their chance to build something iconic? And are NFL owners finally waking up to the fact that they aren't the top of the food chain anymore? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if you're here for the meltdowns, the money moves, and the moments that are redefining sports right before our eyes, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Because Shedeur Sanders didn't just change the game. He changed the business. Forever. Shedeur Sanders didn't walk into the NFL. He walked into the league, looked around, and said, "This is cute. Now watch how it's done." And the league is watching. Closely. Nervously. Because when a 21-year-old rookie quarterback signs a $50 million independent deal, positions himself as a standalone media entity, and builds a brand structure stronger than some franchises, you better believe it's not business as usual anymore. You have to understand what this deal really means. This isn't just about endorsement money. This isn't rookie makes cash from a sneaker collab news. This is Shedeur saying, "I don't need the NFL to build wealth. I just need it as one lane in my empire." That's new. For decades, the NFL was a kingdom. The league held the key to the castle. Exposure, income, sponsorships, relevance. Players followed the playbook. Perform. Keep your head down. Let the team guide your branding. Then came NIL. Then came social media. Then came Dion and Shedeur. Now, the castle's empty and Shedeur's building his own. Bigger, louder, global. And here's what's really blowing minds in NFL boardrooms. He's not waiting until he's a star on the field to act like one off it. That's a trap that kept athletes in check for years. Play well first. Then maybe you get a commercial. You get your face on a billboard. You get permission to think about your brand. Shedeur skipped that part. He brought a fully formed marketing machine to the draft stage. He didn't sign with a team. He signed with himself. He's the asset. He's the platform. He's the business. And every team that didn't draft him is now realizing just how badly they underestimated what they passed up on. Not just a quarterback, but a cultural phenomenon. Let's be brutally honest here. Cleveland thought they were getting a promising rookie. They got a movement, and they didn't know what to do with it. The Browns were looking for a quarterback of the future. Someone they could develop quietly, mold slowly, manage from the shadows. But Shedeur doesn't do shadows. He's been raised on bright lights, bold headlines, and broadcast microphones since he was old enough to throw a spiral. He's not trying to be the future. He's the now. And the Browns missed it. Completely. They had the chance to be first. The first franchise to go all in, not just on Shedeur the player, but Shedeur the vision, the icon in the making, the proof that you don't need to wait to be great if you already know who you are. But Cleveland hesitated. And in 2025, hesitation is a luxury you can't afford. Now, The Browns are watching other franchises pick up the pieces of the blueprint Shedeur just laid out. You think the Raiders aren't interested? The Giants? The Panthers? Every team with a shaky QB room is watching. Closely. Strategically. Because let's face it, this isn't just a talent play anymore. It's a media play, a branding play, a cultural relevance play. Shedeur's success is about more than completions and touchdowns. It's about reach, influence, market penetration, audience loyalty. And he's winning on every front. The $50 million deal? That's not a fluke. That's leverage. He earned that money because he didn't just bring talent to the table. He brought eyeballs, engagement, influence. And in the current sports economy, influence is a currency that buys everything. It buys endorsement dollars. It buys media control. It buys freedom. And Shedeur has all of it. He's redefining what it means to be a rookie. And more importantly, he's forcing the NFL to reckon with a new kind of athlete, one who doesn't just play the game but owns the entire board. The real plot twist? This is just the beginning. Because let's say Shedeur does end up as QB1, whether that's in Cleveland or somewhere else. Let's say he starts. Let's say he wins. Now you got a quarterback who's already a mogul, now winning games on Sundays? You're looking at the most influential player in football, not just for what he does on the field, but because of how many players will follow in his footsteps off of it. Rookies 2 years from now, they won't be asking, can I get a shoe deal? They'll be asking, where's my equity clause? They'll be studying Shedeur's playbook, not the one with passing routes, but the one with exit clauses, ownership splits, and brand alignment language. And the NFL? They'll either adapt or lose control entirely, because the power is shifting. It used to be team, lead, player. Now it's player, brand, everyone else. And at the center of it all is a 21-year-old kid who didn't need to throw a single touchdown to turn the league upside down. So the question now is simple. What do you do if you're the Browns? You could pivot, hand Shedeur the offense, embrace the branding, build a new culture around a new kind of leader, treat his entrepreneurial empire as a franchise asset, not a distraction. Or you double down on the old way, play it safe, let him walk. Watch him lead another team into the playoffs while his merch sells out in 5 minutes and your stadium is still half empty by the third quarter. It's a choice, and it's the choice, because this is more than a contract. It's more than a number. It's a declaration. Shedeur Sanders doesn't just want to be great. He wants to change what greatness looks like. And so far, he's doing it, with or without the Browns. Let's break this down further. Because while owners are still picking their jaws up off the floor from that $50 million stunner, Shedeur Sanders is already 10 steps ahead, rewriting the playbook not just for rookies, but for the entire ecosystem of professional sports. And here's the part nobody wants to admit. He's doing it better than the teams. Think about it. NFL teams have billion-dollar front offices, legal departments, marketing divisions, consultants, PR agencies, and yet a rookie quarterback just signed a global deal, negotiated his own image rights clause, secured control over his brand identity, and built a cross-platform product line without them. What's more disruptive than that? Owners can't even get their quarterbacks to avoid TikTok scandals, and Shedeur is over here building a revenue model that includes apparel, media content, sauces, software deals, and a digital mentorship network, all while preparing for the blitz. This isn't just a deal. It's a blueprint. And teams are either going to learn from it or they're going to get lapped. Let's go back to Browns for a second, because their part in this mess is more than just bad optics. It's emblematic of a deeper problem in the NFL, failure to evolve. Cleveland didn't just miss out on Shedeur the player. They missed the moment, the cultural moment, the industry shift, the generational vibe check. They could have been first. The franchise that embraced innovation, that understood that today's athletes aren't just athletes. They're media properties, investment portfolios, and walking IP. Instead, they squinted at the playbook like it was written in cursive. They benched the future to play the familiar. And the familiar, it never wins championships. It just keeps your seat warm until someone like Shedeur walks in and shows you what you could have had. And now, They're left watching as their would-be star becomes the face of a movement they can't control. Let's not forget what this means for Shedeur himself. This isn't just about money. It's about power. The kind of power that athletes used to chase for a decade just to get a fraction of. He has it already. Why? Because he saw the game was bigger than football. Because he was raised by someone who already broke the system once. His dad, Dion, who turned himself into a cultural institution long before Instagram made branding obvious. Dion gave Shedeur the blueprint. But Shedeur upgraded it. And that upgrade? It comes with software updates, vertical integrations, and built-in scalability. That's right. This man's business strategy has more synergy than half the front offices in the league. And now that he's launched this model, you better believe there's a wave coming behind him. Young athletes are watching. They're paying attention. They're seeing that the league's old model, sign the deal, wait your turn, then maybe you're off the field, is obsolete. Shedeur just gave them proof that you don't need to wait until year 5. You don't need to prove yourself before you start building. You don't need a franchise to unlock your value. You unlock it yourself. And the NFL? Well, they're not ready for that level of independence. Because for decades, they've thrived on control. From a uniform code to press conference conduct, the league has dictated how players speak, dress, celebrate, and brand. Now, they're watching as a rookie quarterback drives a Mack truck through those policies, with endorsements in the passenger seat and his own marketing firm riding shotgun. This is what disruptors look like. They don't yell. They don't demand change. They become too powerful to ignore. So where do we go from here? Let's talk ripple effects. Because this isn't going to stop with one deal or one player. The NCAA pipeline, it's changing. Top recruits are going to start negotiating prime equity-style clauses into nil contracts long before they declare for the draft. The NFLPA, they're going to face pressure to standardize image rights protections across rookie deals. Agents are already studying Shedeur's contract structure and preparing to weaponize it at the next negotiation table. And the teams? They'll either adapt or they'll bleed talent to franchises that do. You know who won't bleed? Shedeur. Because he doesn't need to fight for power anymore. He already has it. That $50 million deal, it's just the first domino. Wait until Shedeur drops a streaming docuseries produced through his own media company. Wait until his signature cleats outsell veterans who've been in the league for years. Wait until he announces a youth development camp funded by a blockchain partnership that pays players in equity instead of exposure. You think we're being dramatic? So did the owners. And now, they're scrambling, because Shedeur didn't just change the quarterback conversation. He changed the conversation about what it even means to be a professional athlete. Let's pause and take stock. What are we looking at? A rookie with multi-channel revenue before his first game. A brand identity so tight, it's outperforming entire teams on social media. A contract model that gives him full licensing control, something most superstars never even ask for. A following of young athletes who now understand they're not just talent, they're tech companies in cleats. And all of it engineered before he even took a snap. So, yeah, this isn't normal. This isn't typical. This isn't just another star making noise. This is disruption incarnate. And if the Browns don't pivot fast, and we mean fast, they're going to be known as a franchise that let the next LeBron of football walk out the door before he even got the keys. So what's the moral of this story? Don't sleep on players who understand the business. Don't underestimate quarterbacks who act like CEOs. And definitely don't try to box in a guy who's already building the company that owns the ring. Shedeur Sanders didn't ask for the spotlight. He bought it, branded it, licensed it, and now he's selling ad space. You still think this is about football? This is about legacy. This is about leverage. This is about leading a new era where athletes don't wait to be empowered. They empower themselves. And everyone else? They can either adapt or watch from the sidelines. Shedeur's not chasing legacy. He's designing it, brick by brick, dollar by dollar, deal by deal. This $50 million contract he just secured? It's not the end game. It's step one in a long-term play to own his image, his earnings, and his entire narrative. He's not here to play for a team. He's here to build an empire, and he's using the NFL as just one distribution channel. And you know what's wild? The NFL is still scrambling to define what just happened. Owners who thought they'd seen every twist this league could offer just got a front row seat to a generational rebrand. And it didn't come from the commissioner's office, a franchise owner, or a multi-million-dollar marketing firm. It came from a 21-year-old with vision. Cleveland, though, they're not scrambling, they're sinking. Slowly, painfully, publicly. They had the prototype of the modern quarterback and the blueprint for a new franchise identity sitting in their locker room. Instead of handing him the keys, they kept handing him clipboards. While Shedeur was closing equity-backed contracts, Cleveland was still debating whether he should start over a quarterback who hasn't trended since 2016. And now, the Browns are trending for all the wrong reasons. That $15 million in pre-snap jersey sales? Not flowing through the team store anymore. That $250 million Nike mega deal? Not benefiting the franchise brand. Not tied to wins, losses, or league licensing rights. Shedeur has moved beyond their ecosystem. He's the brand. He's the business. He's the media property. He doesn't need a team logo to be marketable. He's the one fans are buying into, not the depth chart. And if you think this is a ceiling for player independence, think again. This deal is going to open the floodgates. Future stars are watching this unfold in real time, and they're not thinking about signing with teams. They're thinking about launching enterprises. You'll see it at the draft. You'll see it in press conferences. You'll see it in the next round of rookie contract disputes. Because now there's a model. And Shedeur, he's not just the face of that model. He's the proof it works. The question isn't whether more players will follow his path. The question is whether teams are ready for a league full of CEOs in cleats. So, what's your take? Did Shedeur just spark a revolution? Or is this a one-man empire in the making? Let me know in the comments. And if you're here for stories where the power flips, the system cracks, and the rookies run the table, go ahead and hit subscribe. Because Shedeur Sanders didn't just change the game. He changed the rules. And he's only just getting started.